Hello, this is your example of problem 4 from week 3 MyStatsLab homework. And in problem 4 we are looking at weekly prices of frozen pizza over a 5-month period. Our raw data is listed here. And we're going to do a few things, find out a few calculations, and look at what Excel data analysis and PHStat2 will do for us. So the first thing I want to do is take my data and sort it from smallest to largest. So I can go to sort and filter data. Let's highlight our data first. Sort and filter, smallest to largest, and there we go. Our data has been sorted from smallest 208 to largest 2.97. Part A of our problem asks us to do a 5-number summary, and we're going to do this using Excel data analysis, and a little bit later we'll actually look at it and look at what PHStat2 can do for us. But let's go ahead and go to our data analysis, and we're going to use our descriptive statistics. Click OK, and it asks for an input range. Our input range is going to be all of our data. Make sure the labels in first row is not checked since we don't have a label. And let's make our output range in this sheet, and we'll put it right here. And we're looking at summary statistics, so we'll check that box, click OK, and there we have it. Open it up here, and it gives us a lot of information: mean, standard error, median, mode, standard deviation, min, max, range. Lots of information we can use. Our 5-number summary for part A asks us for, first of all, the max, and we can look here and the maximum shows 2.97, and since we have sorted our data we can also see 2.97 is our max there, so we can put that in. The next piece of data asked for is your third quartile. Well, that's not shown in our summary data here from the data analysis, so we can calculate that very easily by going to equals, and by putting in a Q to start saying quartile, it comes right up. So let's double click on that. It asks us for the array, which is our data, comma, and the quartile in this case is 3. Close our brackets, hit enter, and there we have it. Let's go ahead and take our data for the third quartile and format it for 2 decimal places like the rest of our data. So we go to Format Cells, Number, tells us 2 places, which is okay with us, and now we have 2 decimals there. Next is the median. The median is shown in our summary data here at 2.62, so we can put that in. The next is the first quartile. We can calculate that the same way we did the third by going equal, start typing in quartile, there it is, double click, go back, highlight our data again, comma, this is the first quartile. Now we have that, and the last piece we need is our minimum. Minimum here 2.08. Look at our data that we have sorted, 2.8 there also, that's confirmed. We can put that in there. So that completes the material we need for part A. Part B asks us for a range and an interquartile range. Well, I'll put the formula here for range, which is simply the max minus the min. So we can go here, equals, click on the max, minus the min, enter, and there is our range. And if you look over here, the data that Excel made for us, 0.89, shows us the same thing. We can also do our interquartile range by taking Q3 minus Q1, so equals Q3 minus Q1, enter, and there is our interquartile range of 0.22. Now for part C, it asks us to create a box plot. So let's let PHStat do that for us. So I click on sheet 2 here, and here's our raw data again. This time we're going to go to add-ins, PHStat2, descriptive statistics, and there's our box plot. It asks us for the data range here, so we'll highlight our data, uncheck the box since we don't have a label, and we're also going to let it do a 5-number summary so you can see what that does for us also. Okay, and there it is. There's our 5-number summary, just like our part A asked us, and that's exactly what we came up with. So that's another easy way to come up with our 5-number summary. So let's look at our box plot. Click on the tab for box plot, and that's what PHStat has done for us. Puts everything there, our whiskers, and we can also come back after we calculate our upper and lower fence. Those could be shown here. We can put any outliers in here. As we did in the earlier problem from this week, we actually drew it out on paper. This is a little easier and a lot more fun to let PHStat do it for us. So there's your box plot. Let's go back to sheet 1 here, and also for part C it asks us for that upper and lower fence. I've already put in the formulas here. So the upper fence is going to be Q3, so equals Q3 plus 1.5 times the interquartile range, which we've already calculated here. Let's close our parentheses. And there is our upper fence. We can also calculate our lower fence. In this case, it's equals Q1 minus the 1.5 times the interquartile range again here. Close our parentheses. And there's our lower fence. So there's the upper and lower fence you could actually put onto your box plot that we created earlier. So one more part. Part D asks us for a mean and standard deviation. Well, guess what? They're already here. We've done those with our earlier calculations. So our mean is 2.60. And our standard deviation is 0.19. Let's round that to 0.197. So 0.197. And there you have it. That's everything you need to work out your problem 4 from this week, week 3 of MyStatsLab. Hope this helps. See you next time.